Hello and welcome to India Today SoSouth. I am Sanjay Ponnappa, and joining me today is somebody really special. She's very beautiful, but mainly she's an actor, not a heroine. Shraddha Srinath, welcome to the show.
Hello, Sanjay. Thank you so
Uh,
much.
Firstly, I think you know what I was referring to. Your Instagram bio says actor,
Yes,
not a heroine.
yes, absolutely.
So why is it that important that it needs to be on your bio?
Um, it's important because I feel like this whole hero-heroine concept is a very India thing. And when you say heroes, you imagine like build-up shots and dust flying and sumos flying and things like that. And heroines, accordingly, will be very, very mindful, very demure. No, they'll just be really pretty and just beautiful looking. But I feel like the word actress just has more substance. It means I act for a living, and this is what I bring. I bring substance to the table. That's what I mean.
Again, looking at your filmography, it seems like there's a mixture of both. For example, if we take Vikram Vedha, again, there's an actor which also has mass appeal across all the actors in the film.
Correct.
So, would you prefer something like that more than just the stereotypical masala films?
That is best case scenario for me. You're talking about the heroes having mass appeal?
Heroes and all the characters
And
having enough
right.
weightage in the film.
Yeah. That is ideal scenario. Like everyone kind of shoulders the responsibility of the film equally. With heroes like that, it gets enough eyeballs, and with a character like Priya, I get to perform enough, and I'm getting to perform against wonderful performers. So Vikram Vedha for me is best case scenario. A film like Vikram Vedha.
But going a little bit backward, U-Turn is where, at that point, I must tell you that even I was one of those who was a sucker for masala films. And
Right.
probably U-Turn was one of those films which was, message oriented and content oriented,
Yes.
so content driven.
Right.
And one of the first films which I watched in theaters and I was impressed by.
Wow.
Back then I wasn't even a cinema buff.
Got it.
And that is probably one of the films which took me on that journey. I want to know for you where the journey started, how it started, how you came across the script, why you liked it. You also
Oh.
played a journalist, so how
Yes,
was that?
that's right. Firstly, thank you for complimenting U-Turn. So I did not come across the script. In the sense, it was cosmic play of events when I found out through a friend who was also an aspiring actor that Pawan Kumar was auditioning. And I sent him an email. I remember I filled up the form on his website and I sent him photos, gave a little write-up, but I felt like I had more to say. I felt like I had to impress him a lot. So somehow I found his email ID and I said, I've sent you that form, I've written that form, but I've done this. Like I gave him a long list of the things that I had worked on. I remember it took time, but he called me for an audition. And there were many rounds of auditions, and at this point I had no idea if I was doing it or not. But I remember during one of the workshops there was a camera with a camera guy just recording everything, and Pawan says to him, we can use this in the BTS, right, of making of the film. I'm like, wait a minute, like does that mean that I'm selected? But soon enough he messaged me saying, you're selected. So it was I was clueless, and this is how the film came to me. Yeah.
Right. Again, taking an example out of U-Turn and also Vikram Vedha, characters are playing an investigative journalist and a lawyer. You are a lawyer as well. So, how close to reality are those characters that you're playing?
I was a lawyer. Please do not come to me for legal advice. That would be the worst thing you can do. But how close are these characters to real life? See, films will always demand you to play it up a little bit. Unless very categorically it is required, like you're required to play a part. Let's say a Chandni bar, right, where like Tabu had to play a sex worker, Tabu
Right.
ma'am, and that was so lifelike. But in a film like Vikram Vedha, you're not showing me at my workplace at all, so I cannot show you how a lawyer works in the court. Mainly the scenes are that of the husband and wife arguing or whatever. So you try to bring in the characteristics, you make it Priya. Basically, it's Priya. Lawyer. A lawyer is not just Priya's entire personality. It's not one-dimensional.
Right.
She's a woman. She's a wife. She's a lawyer. She is also the children of her parents who gave her an upbringing, who gave her trauma, but also gave her a personality, kind of thing, right? So she's all of that together. So you just try to create a whole new person, and what they do is a part of their personality, and not entirely that.
Okay. And going again a little more backward, theatre days.
Right.
So are you still a client or in any way connected to theatre, the stage?
I am absolutely not, except as an audience, as a viewer. I go once in a while whenever I can. But the last time I performed on stage was July 2015. It's been a very long 9 years. And I whenever I go watch a play with my friends, I go backstage and I hug them and I cry because I have so much FOMO. I just feel like so joyous when I think of how I used to be when all the house lights would come on, and like that feeling was amazing. And just the process of working on a play, and we don't have that in film so much, the rehearsal time or the kind of the face time we get with actors. It's just like you get your lines, you come onto set, you work and you finish. So no, I've been completely cut off from that field. Yes, I would love to someday when time permits, because it's a big commitment of time working in a play. And see, it's truly the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Because I have a couple of friends who are theatre actors, and I see them being so happy after a show is done.
Right.
But at the same time, getting to the stage is a big deal, and it's a huge struggle, getting the whole play to the stage.
Yeah.
So do you think that struggle is ever going to end, since you've also been a part of theatre?
You're talking about like
struggle of production.
Production.
A theatre play.
I mean, simpler plays are easier. How do I say this? I don't know. I feel like the struggle will still be there because it's such a niche thing, right? In fact, I remember when I was acting on stage, some of my relatives would ask, in Kannada, they'd be like, what are these PVR prices for a ticket, for a stage play? Why am I paying $400? And some auditoriums have that kind of pricing. And I had nothing to say except like economics. Demand is very little or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting my economics, but I think it's economics only. I'm pretty sure it is. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The struggle will pretty much remain unless more like corporate giants possibly start as a CSR initiative or something like that. I'm throwing these big words, but I don't feel like a big girl at all. But you know what I'm saying? Just sort of because it's a fraternity. It's whatever. It's a dying. I'm not saying it's a dying art, but it's an art that is slowly possibly fading away, and there's very few takers for it. We just need to popularize it because I don't know, we just don't want to lose something that's precious.
Let's get to Instagram. When I scrolled through your Instagram, I saw a lot of feeds from Thailand. So what was that like? What is traveling for you?
Traveling for me is my like one true whatever. Like I just like to get away. It's my way to cut out of reality, honestly. But also I'm like a very simple traveler. I'm not I like a little bit of luxury, a little bit of relaxing, a little bit of adventure, this and that. But yeah, it truly sometimes I feel like I work so I can earn money, so I can travel. And it's like a lovely circle.
So you'd say you're a bit of a backpacker, not full.
No, I don't have the guts to do backpacking. Okay. Like imagine traveling with 7 kilos and like not having like repeating outfits. I'm just joking, but yeah.
Again, in one of the posts there was something like, all my friends said this about Thailand, I see it now.
Yeah.
So what did they say and what was there in Thailand?
I mean, you just feel so free and fun and you feel alive and you feel like a different, it's like a very, what's that movie with Ranveer? Tamasha. You feel like, oh, I can achieve anything. But no, generally it's a very tropical, fun kind of place where you can be very free and I love it.
From Thailand, let's get back to Namma Uru, Bengaluru. Your favorite place to hang out in Bengaluru?
My favorite place to hang out in Bengaluru? Somehow, it's Toit. Yeah, right. It's been like that for a very long time. No, okay. There is a place that precedes it. It's Cubbon Park. No, this is my true answer. Because I have, like, this year I started going to Cubbon very often. I run at Cubbon. But I also we carry carpets and we carry bags of food and this and that. And my friend has a dog. We put up a badminton net and we just hang out in the afternoons.
But in Cubbon Park, don't you get recognized? Fans coming.
I feel like Bangalore people are very chill like that. Like they'll see you, and if they want, they'll politely come and ask you for photographs or a photograph. Or if they don't want to take a photograph, they'll see you, tell their friend, "Hey, guess who that is," and they'll walk away, which is amazing. So they're very chill about.
Right.
Yeah.
Favorite eatery in Bengaluru?
It has to be MTR.
There was a bit of a drum roll at that in the edit.
There has to be it has to be MTR. It's something I crave very often, and it has to be MTR dosa.
And filter coffee? Are you a coffee person first?
I love my coffee. I love my filter coffee. Filter coffee I'll have anywhere. As long as it's strong, I like it. Yeah.
Nice. One question is, for me, I came to Bangalore after the pandemic. So the vibe of Bangalore, based on everything my friends have said or whoever has stayed here have said, it's different for the pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So you've been here. You tell me what was the vibe of Bangalore or the emotion of Bangalore before the pandemic?
Oh, before the pandemic, I can go way back. Like I can go from 90s. Also, I'm not a Bangalore kid. I did not grow up in Bangalore, right? So I'm also a kind of outsider. Spent 18 years outside, and then post 18 I've been here. But I miss I was just discussing this with a friend the other day. I miss the smell of red oxide flooring. It has a very typical smell, and you will find it in old, Bengaluru houses. The smell of mallige gets me very nostalgic about old Bangalore. The smell of filter coffee gets me very nostalgic. Somehow MS Subbulakshmi gets me very nostalgic about old Bangalore. It has changed. I feel like it was just a peaceful city. Now it's become so popular that it is definitely overcrowded. But that is the sad fate of our Indian cities now. You can do something about it, but as a citizen, I don't know what I can do. So I can just reminisce.
And you also migrate because you're working in different industries. You go to different cities, especially of South India. So is there any comfort place there like it is in Bangalore? Some eatery that you want to go to so that you find it like a bit like home?
Not really. I feel like, But in a way, Chennai and Hyderabad have become second homes. Like so familiar that it almost feels like, natural to just be, shifting. Right. Yeah.
And the biggest current news that is happening in the industries is the blow up of the Hema Committee Report and all of it. You've worked in Malayalam films as well. You worked in all the South Indian industries. You've also worked in Hindi projects too. So whatever is happening in Malayalam industry something that is common in all the industries, and all the industries need something like a report like that to come out?
It is common across industries, I'm sure. It is common across the human race. And yes, we need accountability. We need a body that understands, that listens, that you can, listens to our grievances. And not just this talk when something very, very gruesome happens in the country. This talk needs to keep going on. It should not come and then die away. So this is a conversation that needs to be had pretty often in social circles. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. That's all the questions that I have.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you.
You've been a great guest here, so thank you so much.
Thank you.